As a wave travels in a medium, it will eventually meet a boundary, the end of the trip, as a matter of speech. Now, the behavior of the wave when it meets that boundary is going to depend on the type of boundary. There are what we call fixed boundaries and free boundaries. The wave, once it meets the boundary, is going to have some of its energy absorbed by the boundary, and some of the energy is going to be reflected back into the medium. Now let's explain what's the meaning of fixed boundary and free boundary. Fixed boundary is like a rope that's fixed at the end, if we are talking about a wave on a rope. Free boundary, a freestanding rope that's not fixed at the other end. Now, the wave, if we have a fixed boundary, the reflected component of the wave is going to come back inverted. If the boundary is free, the reflected wave is going to reflect upright. We'll see that in this short video in 1 second. In this video, we are going to see part of a wave, not a full wavelength, what we call a pulse. This upward pulse here is going to travel towards the right, towards the left, and it's going to meet boundaries. Okay, so upward pulse met a fixed boundary here. You see how it reflected below that black line. Okay, it came down, it reflected up. Now an upward pulse, it's meeting a free end now. Look, the reflected one is still above that line. Downward pulse meeting the free end, the reflected one is still a downward pulse. Let's repeat this. Upward pulse towards fixed end, the reflected is downward. Okay, downward pulse meeting the fixed end, the reflected one is upward, so it is inverted. Now, upward pulse moving towards free end, see how it is free, the reflected is still upward, so it is upright. Downward pulse moving towards the free end, the reflected end is downward again. Okay, so here in this video, we are going to have a pulse coming in from this end, and this is my fixed end. So we are going to have a downward pulse coming to this end here, and we'll see how it is going to reflect. Okay, you see it came down, and the reflected is inverted, it is an upward pulse. Okay, now this one here, the pulse is going to come this way, but this is a free end. So let's see what happens. Okay, so it is fast. You'll see nothing coming back up here. Okay, so this is a wave on a type of rope in this case.